Hey, welcome back. So after applying the rules correctly and seeing the AI Gulliver win the game, I decided I wanted a rematch. And I analyzed the last game, and one person responded to the video, and he had a question that I honestly don't know the correct answer to. And that was, he wanted to know how Gulliver laid a Y tile for free when Gulliver has no money. And that's a good question. My answer is that I assume that Gulliver has unlimited money. And I'm talking company money, not personal money. So it does say that he builds a yellow city tile, but it doesn't say that it's a Y tile. I just assumed that it would be the upgraded Y tile, which is the Y, if it was available. I really don't have an answer to that one. And so that's part of the issue with this. I mean, I think I hurt myself more by giving him the Y city instead of just a regular yellow city. So I definitely hurt myself more. It just says that his company receives no starting capital. And of course he gets to lay, he's buying trains that are expensive as all get out, and he gets to lay tokens everywhere. So I just assumed he had unlimited money, sort of like a government company. But I'm going to play it with this suggestion that he is not able to lay a Y tile unless it's a special ability. So, and that would be this one city here that starts with a Y tile. So I'm going to roll a die. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to see which one he gets. Remember, I was whining and pouting because I wanted this one. I think I made a good go with this one. But this one where you get $30 extra starting money, I'm not impressed with at all. And this one starting at $55 capital is okay. But I put these two at a higher level, personally. And then I think this one's just a top one. And why am I saying that? If I was playing multiplayer, I wouldn't necessarily say that. But in this game, I mean, obviously this is $80 that gets taken away from the company. So you start with 1, and in order to get 2, you have to spend $80 that the company loses. So that's like an $80 boost to the company to start with this company. This one is a $50 boost to the company. Yes, your private shares are worth more, but the company only gets $50 more. This one, the company gets $80 more, and it has better revenue, which is also going to go into your pocket. Whereas this one, the share value is higher, but you're not getting better revenue at all. So that's why when I compare these two, this one is superior. The Y City is always great, but we can always pay for a Y City, and this, once again, is superior. And then $30 in personal money is almost rubbish. I know it's something, and you can maybe buy an early share, but I'm not excited about that at all. So with this game against the AI, I just think that starting with two trains gives me that bump in the beginning that I just don't get with any other company. And then, of course, the Y City is a nice bump as well. So let's roll. 1, 2, 3, 4. And he rolled a 4. So guess which one he took? He took it again. He overheard us talking, that little punk. All right, so he gets the Y City again. And he's going to start with more trains than he's ever going to know what to do with. And he gets them for free, so he's just being a meanie. All right, and so we agreed that he's going to do a regular city. So 1, 2 for a curve. Okay, I got a curve. And then 1, 2 for this orientation. I got a 3. So he's going to start like that. Okay, so one of the things I did right the last game, or correctly, is I made sure I never connected to him. Because his network really crippled him for a while. Because he was too busy laying upgrades or track, or his AI sort of hurt him a little bit in the early game here. And I definitely want that to continue to happen. So if I connect to him, then he all of a sudden has this network that can go all the way through. Now, one of the ways to connect to him is with this. Because if I connect to him with this, he can't go through this tile because I have a token. And that is actually awesome sauce, in a way. So the Mully Oli Goose Castle might not be a bad option. This one is the highest paying thing in the game, but you have to wait until Brown to do it. And I think you may recall I was really short on actions when Brown came unlocked. I liked these. They definitely helped my revenue, especially when I only had a 3D train. But his $20 starting money to the company was very marginal. And of course, $5 to us is extremely marginal. Wasn't very impressed with that. These are $20 spots, which is double those $10 spots, but they're harder to place because you have to make them at the end of your route. So you have to be really careful with these. I think if you plan out a 5 train where this is on one end of the 5 train and that's on the other, you could make it work. But remember, the starting cities were 30. So granted, these don't count as a city. These are free cities. So that's the part that makes these nice. And then his ability is not bad either. You get a 10% discount on trains, which seems trivial, but when you buy a $400 train, you're getting 40 bucks back. And then you're buying, a $500 train, you're getting 50 bucks back. I mean, that can make a difference. The other thing somebody mentioned on YouTube is that I really need to consider withholding. Yes, my stock goes backwards, but as we saw, the cash was king in this game. And I think they're right. The stock value for Gulliver was only $12.85, but his cash was $2,040. Our stock value was $14.80, so we clearly had a higher stock portfolio, but our cash was only $14.55, and that's why we lost. So if we withhold, yes, that doesn't pay out money to us, but the whole purpose of withholding is so we can get one of those double trains. So the 4D, 3D trains are worth getting. He made an excellent point, and I think I may add that to my strategy choices. And then, of course, like I said, we have this guy. I think he's still a viable option, largely because this is a really nice paying tile, $50, and you can get it in the green era as long as you place a token. And he lays Y tiles for free, which who can complain about that? And then we could, if he lays Y tiles for free, we don't have to start the blue company. We can start a different one and get its bonus. The other thing is there's this final guy here. He lays tokens at 50% off, which isn't bad because the first token will only be $20. This city pays a very large amount in the beginning of the game. But how many rounds will we go? Here's what I'm thinking. This guy would have been the perfect guy to get if we started with that company that had two trains, right? Because you can hit this city twice and you're getting 60 bucks for each time. It drops in value, as you can see. But even at the brown phase, it's worth as much as a brown city, so it's not like it's worthless. And somebody pointed that out to me, and I think that's a fair point. You want the game to stay in the lower phases as much as possible. So what that would mean is we would have the starting 2 train and we would not buy any more trains. So that way we would get at most 2 rounds, I think. Because the AI would buy one of the trains in the first round, and then he would buy the other train in the second round. And so we would get 2 rounds where we get to count this as revenue. The problem is we didn't get the company that has two trains. If we did, we would have really, I think there's a strategy here where you could really take advantage of this. But as it stands, I'm only going to be able to run a single 2 train against this twice. So it's going to be very likely, a $90 run, as you can see here. And actually, it won't even be a $90 run because I have to put a $20 city here for my starting city. So that's a problem with this guy. With the 2 trains, I think this guy is a good combo, but I don't think he's a good combo in our situation. This Navy guy, I do want to try him sometime. I think it seems interesting. If I could double these $20 cities, I mean, those are like full-blown $40 cities then with a doubler. That can be some pretty good revenue, and they are free. So I just don't know if I can win with him. And he's very... Yeah, so it's treated like a town. It doesn't count towards the train's range. I think I have to be really careful with how I play those. I think I'm going to go back to this guy. We're going to try him again. And this one is my very close runner-up for this, just because I've never tried him yet, and there's a part of me that wants to. But let's see if we can win with this guy. And so my strategy with this guy is I'm going to connect into the AI's network, but I'm going to use it with this. So I can pop a token here, and when I pop the token, I'm going to interfere with him. One thing I realized I did wrong in the last game, and I was very wrong. These tiles are free tiles. I placed them as part of my actions, and that was very wrong of me. These are free. I get to do these at the start or the end of my turn. So technically speaking, I had a lot more track lays than I did. So I shortchanged myself in the last game. So that's one thing to bear in mind with when I was playing as that character. So that was an error nobody else caught. I caught it though, and anyways, my apologies there for playing that wrong. So he's starting here, and now we get to pick our company. So this guy gets free Y cities. So when we start our spot here, I can just start with a Y city if I'd like. I'm pretty sure that's how I get to start. Making sure, always have to make sure.